You keep telling yourself you're fine, but you won't make that phone call. You won't go to that event. You won't make a decision, any decision, because what if something goes wrong? What if you can't survive another loss? What if the moment you let yourself feel something good, it gets taken too? Fear has moved in. And it's not loud, it's not dramatic. It's quiet, subtle. It just stops you. Welcome back to the Grief Mentor podcast. This is your host, Teresa Davis. If any of this sounds familiar, stay with me today, because what's keeping you stuck isn't what you think it is. It's not lack of faith. It's not weakness. It's grief doing what grief does. And that's what we're going to talk about today. If you're grieving the death of your child and you want the steps that lead to believing with confidence that life is still worth living, then you're in the right place. Hello, I'm Teresa, a grief mentor. That's been where you are. And I teach grieving moms like you how to navigate life after child loss. If you're ready to take a step of courage and build a solid foundation to live with hope and purpose, then I'm here to teach you how. Are you ready for what God has for you? Then I'm ready to teach you. If you've been listening for a while, welcome back. If this is your first time here, I'm so thankful that you found this place. Whether you are here today in the thick of it or just trying to get through the afternoon, this episode is just for you. Here's what I want to name right away. Fear after child loss is not a character flaw, friend. It's not a sign that you're doing this wrong, because that's what I hear all the time. Teresa, I just want to get this grief thing right. I want to honor my child the right way. I want them to be proud of me. And that desire is rooted in love. But fear is what happens when you love someone deeply and then had to survive losing them. Your whole world told you that the worst thing imaginable could not happen, and then it did. So now, every decision feels dangerous. Every good moment feels fragile. Every step forward can feel like a setup. That makes sense. Of course it does. But here's what I want you to hear today. When fear is the one leading, it will always take you to the very same place. And that is more fear. That's where we're going today. Not to shame the fear, but to understand what it's doing and why it has to stop leading you. I want to tell you something that I've noticed, not just in my own grief journey, but in the moms that I walk alongside every single week. Fear doesn't show up wearing a name tag. It doesn't knock on the door and say, "Hi, I'm Fear, and I'm about to run your life." No, friend, it's much quieter than that. It shows up as hesitation, staying home when part of you really wanted to go, not making that phone call, not making the plan, and not letting yourself want something because wanting feels dangerous now. Because the last time you wanted something with your whole heart, it was taken from you. And I've watched moms, beautiful, strong, faithful moms, build their entire lives around avoiding that feeling again. Because protecting yourself is the only thing that makes sense anymore. And here's what I've learned. When fear is driving, you don't end up somewhere safe. You end up somewhere smaller. A life that keeps getting more narrow. A world that keeps shrinking until one day you look around and you realize fear didn't protect you from your pain. It kept you from living. I want to take you to a moment in Scripture today because it feels like a grieving mom wrote it. Psalms 56:3. But when I am afraid, I will put my trust in you. Stay with me here. This psalm was written by David. David understood grief. And he didn't say, if I am afraid. He said, when I am afraid. He knew fear was coming. He'd already felt it. He was probably feeling it when he wrote those words. And he didn't pretend that it wasn't there. He didn't spiritualize it away. He didn't say, just have more faith and the fear will disappear, did he? No. He said, when I am afraid, I will put my trust in you. That word put is an action word. It's not a feeling that washes over you. It's a choice you make when you are in the middle of the fear. Not after it's gone, not once you feel brave enough, right in the messy middle of it. And here's what that means for you today. You don't have to, quote, feel fearless to take the next step. You just have to choose who is leading. Oh, friend, let that soak in right there. Because we do get to choose who leads. When fear leads, it leads to more fear. But when trust leads, even one small step of trust, it leads somewhere different. Can I ask you something? What about your child's death did you actually have control over? Stay with me. Because here is what fear is telling you. If I do all the right things, nothing bad will ever happen again. But friend, that's a false narrative. And here's how I know. Fear is always future focused. It is always asking, what if? What if something else goes wrong? What if I can't survive it this time? What if I make the wrong decision? What if I let myself feel something good and it gets taken again? Here's the thing about the what ifs. They never get resolved. You can't think your way out of a what if. You can't reason with it. You can't organize your life carefully enough to make it stop. Because fear doesn't live in your circumstances. Fear lives in who is leading. And when fear is leading, every answer just opens the door to another question, another what if, another reason to stay within the walls of your fear. So instead of protecting you, fear is building a prison, all because fear promised you safety. And it lied. Control was never yours to begin with. So what do you do about it? You take one step. One faithful step toward the arms that are already holding your child. And you say, Lord, I trust you. I'm scared. But please help me. Help me trust you, Lord. This is an honest prayer, and it's doing exactly what we are encouraged to do in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. The Message version says, stop trying to figure it out on your own. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Not the whole map, just the next one. And here's what I've learned, not only in my personal journey, but walking alongside other grieving moms. When we step out of what feels safe and we let someone take us by the hand and help lead us, to show us where our blind spots are, to help shine the light on the next step, that's where we start to build confidence. Doesn't happen overnight. No, it's small steps, but they add up. Psalms 27:13 says, "Yet I am confident. I will see the Lord's goodness while I am here in the land of the living." In the land of the living, friend, He's not done with you yet. I don't want to leave you with a concept. I want to leave you with something you can actually do. Today, just today. Identify one thing fear has been telling you to avoid. What is that for you? What is fear leading with in your life? What does that look like for you? When you pray that prayer, Lord, I want to trust you. Help me. Show me which path to take. And when He does, friend, you take one small step toward it. Because fear doesn't get to lead your life anymore. And if you need a place to start, I want to invite you to the Grief Mentor Monthly Support Group. Every month I gather with a small group of grieving moms, and we talk about grief. We talk about where we're stuck. We talk about how to take those next steps. And it's free. It's a place where you don't have to explain yourself, where you don't have to perform, and you don't have to pretend that you are further along than you are. You just come. You're not alone. Because here's what I know. Fear grows loudest in isolation. And one of the bravest things that you can do right now is to let someone sit with you in it. You can find it on my website at thegriefmentor.com in the middle of the homepage, or you can find it in my show notes. Come as you are. Before we end our time here together, I want you to hear this. If you've been carrying fear like it was your job, like it was the one thing keeping you safe, and I understand why, because I've been in your shoes. When we have gone through the death of our children, fear feels responsible. Fear feels like it's protecting something. But today, I'm asking you to lay it down. Not perfectly, just one step at a time. Surrender the lead, not to your what ifs, not to your worst case scenarios that you've built in your mind, but to the God who has never once let you or your child out of His sight. It's the same God who's holding your child right now, and He is reaching for your hand at the same time. Yes, fear will still knock on your door. It will probably be there tomorrow morning, but you get to decide who answers. And every time you choose trust over fear, even when your hands are trembling, please know this. You are doing it brave. Keep surrendering the lead. He is faithful to lead you. And that's all I have for you today. So until next time, take care